Welcome to the Frame Within the Frame, a podcast about film, music, and more, with your host, Andrew. Yesterday I saw F1 in an IMAX theater. As the brash guitar work of Jimmy Page mingled with the revving of engines, it wasn't just the sound that got to me, it was the silence behind it, the long shadows beneath the gloss. Brad Pitt plays Sonny Hayes, a man of few words and many regrets. He's an aging racer, called back to the highest circuit like a knight recalled to King Arthur's court from exile. He walks like a cowboy, simmers like a next-generation Redford, dons the livery of the team, owned by his old racing partner Ruben, played wonderfully by Javier Bardem, and carries his helmet in a satchel to battle. But this isn't just a racing movie, it's a myth, engineered from old parts and running hot on new fuel. Part Arthurian legend, part Homeric epic, this is a powerful story about an older man coming to terms with his own mortality and passing down the gauntlet to another younger, hipper version of himself. Hayes isn't just coming back to race, he's coming back to exist. He's been gone too long, off the grid, out of frame, forgotten by the gods of the track. And like Ulysses, he returns to a younger world that doesn't need him, one in which the younger, fitter suitors are surrounding the Penelope of his yearning, the F1 trophy. But he's not trying to dominate the arena. He's trying to show that he still belongs. And with the hard-won craftiness of a modern Ulysses, he can still be in the game. That the code he lives by, honor, focus, grace under pressure, still means something, even in a world of pushy journalists and 3-second sound bites. He remains dauntingly silent. And like Ulysses, Sonny is haunted by choices, by absence, and most of all, by his father. Like Joshua Pierce, his young, cocky prodigy and racing teammate, played deftly by Damson Idris, Hayes lost his dad when he was still a boy. What we're watching isn't just a race, it's two men still performing manhood for their dead fathers. And then there's Kate McKenna, played by Carrie Condon, scene-stealing, steel-forged Kate. She doesn't drive the car, she builds it. She's not just a mechanic, she's the blacksmith, the oracle, the goddess of war. If Sonny is riding into battle, Kate is the one who wraps her silken scarf around his lance after reforging it with hammer and tongs. She is a modern-day Athena, always looking out for her heroes and willing to put her own reputation on the line to fix their problems, whether they be technical or behavioral. Joshua Pierce is cocky, reckless, all speed and swagger, but underneath, a boy without a map. Just like Hayes. The film never says it outright, but you feel it in the way they speak to each other. No frills, no lectures, just the kind of code passed between warriors who bled in similar battles. Hayes doesn't train Pierce. He doesn't tame him. He tests him. And when Pierce passes that test, not with a win but with honor, you see a shift in both of them. This isn't a duel, it's a duet. And Pierce, he's not the challenger. He's Telemachus. And Hayes is the Ulysses he's been waiting for. Not in blood, but in soul. F1 is full of roaring engines, slick helmets, speedometers, panels of colored dots moving along the course, and kinetic editing. Sure, we get a glimpse of what it's like to be in a vehicle moving at 300 kilometers an hour, but the real story happens in the moments between, when the track goes quiet and the ghosts arrive. Both Sonny and Pierce are haunted, not by fear of death, but by the absence of someone who is supposed to teach them how to live. Pierce has his mother, Bernadette, played by Sarah Niles, always supportive, always cautioning him to be wary of his older teammate. But his dad is missing from the scene. And so they drive, fast, relentless, strategically, aggressively, as if outrunning that grief for just one more lap. Sonny is in pursuit of wings. He wants to fly. Pierce is still looking for his roadmap to manhood, and it can't be found in fast cars and hip clubs. The soundtrack does more than hype, it transcends. Led Zeppelin gives it thunder. The opening song, Whole Lotta Love, gives the film just the right touch of speed and gravitas. Queen gives it grandeur. The stadium anthem, We Will Rock You, tells you that this is a glorious arena battle with a huge crowd waiting to be thrilled by the next joust. Hip-hop gives it fire and relevance. Roddy Ricch's Underdog sets the musical tone for the rise of Pierce from frustration to triumph. And Hans Zimmer gives it weight. His heavy track pulses and vibrates, underscoring the film's story as a whole. This is not your usual sports movie. It's a mythic retelling of ancient heroes cast as modern gamblers in a life-taking sport performed and watched around the globe. Every bass drop and string swell tells us this is not just a sport. This is a ritual. This is a dream of honor, danger, legacy, and flame. There's no real villain in F1. Just a minor schemer in a boardroom. The real drama lies not in conflict, but in connection, team building, turning individual egos into a powerhouse, one that encompasses the whole team, not just its most visible members. Sonny doesn't come back to defeat the kid. He comes back to bless him and to show him the meaning of the word team. This is more than a feel-good Ted Lasso treatment of sports. This is about gladiators, knights, cowboys, a mythic world worthy of Star Wars. Sonny is the Ulysses to Joshua's Telemachus. He's also the Obi-Wan Kenobi to Joshua's Luke. Kate is Princess Leia, not just a damsel in distress, but a mastermind of rebellion in her own right. Joshua Pierce doesn't need a rival, nor a mentor. He needs a father. And in Sonny, he finds one, not because Sonny wins the race, but because he teaches him how to race with meaning. Two heroes, two sons of ghosts, and one moment of clarity across a finish line. F1 isn't about the checkered flag, it's about the handoff, the passing of the lance, and the knowledge that sometimes what you build is greater than what you win. This has been The Frame Within the Frame. I'm Andrew Field. See you next time, somewhere out on the track.